From being the site of the first skirmish of the Texas Revolution, all the way to its residents purposely burning down the town, find out more about Gonzales, Texas today on Rural Roadtripper.
Welcome to the small city of Gonzales, Texas, right on the banks of the Guadalupe River. This was built to be the capital of DeWitt's Colony in 1825, and dating back to a time before Texas was a part of the United States. Being the farthest west settlement of Anglo settlers in Texas, this would be the site of many events connected with the Texas Revolution. The Texas Revolution was a short war that occurred when a group of American settlers and native Texans, known as Tejanos, wanted to make Texas, which was then a Mexican province, independent. On October 2, 1835, locals discovered that the Mexicans had sent a group of soldiers to collect the town's cannon, which had previously been given to the town for protection against the area's native attacks by the Mexican government 4 years earlier. The Texans rallied around the cannon, daring the Mexicans with those now famous words, "Come and take it." Those words still show up everywhere around town, a point of pride, you might say, for the city of Gonzales, to the point that they have an annual Come and Take It festival every year. However, those four simple words, "come and take it," also led to the Battle of Gonzales, the first actual battle in the Texas Revolution, giving the town another nickname as the Lexington of Texas. With the Texas Revolution now underway, it would eventually lead to larger battles, such as the famous Battle of the Alamo. At the Battle of the Alamo, 32 of Gonzales' participants showed up to help fight. They were the only people to have responded to the Alamo's cry for reinforcements. All 32 perished, sometimes called the Immortal 32. When news reached Gonzales of the terrible loss of the Alamo, Sam Houston, who was in town to organize the Texas Army, purposely had the town burned down in order to retreat so that the Mexicans would not be able to gain supplies or take shelter here in Gonzales. A bold move, but a smart move that proved successful for the Texas Army, buying them some time to regroup before the final battle of the war in San Jacinto. This effort would come to be called the Runaway Scrape. By the 1840s, Gonzales was beginning to be rebuilt on its original town site. Population numbers would steadily climb throughout the 1800s, building up into the small city that you see here today. Today, Gonzales has a population just north of 7,000 people. Gonzales has more claims to fame than just being a part of the Texas Revolution, however. It was also the first town in Texas to have a college award diplomas to women, the Gonzales College, which was held in the town's first school building. Today, Victoria College has a small campus here in town. Gonzales also had a large population of African Americans that owned land here in the late 1800s, providing a path to independence for former slave families, even though many of the other settlers in the area historically were not always kind to people of color. Even still today, Gonzales receives criticism on their views of African Americans, particularly due to what used to be named Confederate Square, now called Independence Square. The statue of the Confederate soldier in the center of the square was placed here in 1909 by the Daughters of the Confederacy as a tribute to Confederate soldiers that had died. However, one man's view of the statue was a simple nod to ancestors from the past, is another man's reminder of slavery and mistreatment. Conversations about the appropriateness of the statue continue to this day, and in the meantime, the statue continues to stand as a testament to the town's past, whichever way you want to interpret it. Gonzales has some things to see and do for rural tourists, including the old jailhouse, which is open for tours. There is also the Gonzales Memorial Museum, which is now home to the Come and Take It cannon, as well as other exhibits from the area's past. Right next door to that is the Horace Eggleston House, which was one of the first houses built in town following the Runaway Scrape, and one of the finest remaining examples of houses of its kind. On the north side of town, the Gonzales Pioneer Village is also open seasonally to show what life was like in the past here. Unfortunately, since I was filming in Gonzales very early in the morning, none of the museums were open during my visit here, but I was very impressed with the architecture as a whole in the area. Gonzales also serves as the county seat of Gonzales County, with this beautiful old courthouse standing in the middle of the historic downtown area. Surrounding the courthouse are many information plaques that could keep you busy reading as you walk, learning about the history of this area. Today, Gonzales still has the feel of a community that has been through a lot. There was a certain amount of heaviness here that I just couldn't place my finger on why. Like many other small towns of similar size, there are empty buildings and some properties in need of desperate TLC. However, if you were able to look past all of that, you see a community that has a deep pride in their heritage. A community that has built up a self-sustaining, resilient people that call this place home. A community that still holds the spirit of the come and take it kind of attitude. Gonzales isn't just the birthplace of Texas liberty, it's where that same spirit lives on today. We'll see you next time somewhere else down the road.